You know, the saying is, words tell, stories sell. Kelly, do you have any stories that you share at your shows that, you know, help you to book a show or people to relate to you?
Absolutely. My whole show is stories because I'm the poster child for people who don't know what they're doing in the kitchen. And so I tell all kinds of stories. My favorite one has to be about cheese because I don't know of anybody who doesn't go and buy cheese. And I tell everybody at my show that they're going to think of me the next time they go to the store. As a matter of fact, they go to the back of the store. Do you know why the cheese is at the back of the store?
No. Why?
Because most people who go to the grocery store go for milk, and they want you to have to walk all the way to the back of the store and walk by everything else in the store in order to get to it. Now when you get back there though, you're going to see the cheese hanging up there where you've got all the packages of cheese, and I hold up the chunk of cheese that the host has bought because I make it very specific on their grocery list that they have to get chunk cheese, and hanging right next to them are the bags of cheese. And all I want them to do the next time they go to the store is to pick up that chunk of cheese and grab the bag of cheese and read the label. Because on the back of the cheese, there is a little section that says that there's nothing more than milk, salt, and enzymes. It's cheese. That's all that's in there. In the bag of cheese, the list is about that long. And about halfway through that list is a thing called powdered cellulose, which is a plant-based fiber that they add into cheese to keep it from clumping and caking together. The thing is that it's also like tree bark, which is why that green canister kind of looks like sawdust, because truly it is. Now, the other part of this is the fact that when you look at that bag of pre-grated cheese, how much does it tell you that you get out of it?
8 ounces.
2 cups, right? Do you know that if you take an 8-ounce chunk of cheese and grate it yourself, you'll get closer to 3? So it's a huge ripoff to be allowing somebody else to grate your cheese. And the number one thing about it is if you've ever picked up one of those plastic containers of pre-grated Parmesan cheese from the deli and you shake it, it's so dried out you can actually hear it. And I don't think you should be able to hear cheese. And so I will show you with any one of our graters, whether it's the microplane, adjustable, fine, coarse, the mandolin, the rotary grater, whichever one that you want to use, if you take that chunk of cheese and grate it yourself, watch this and make it very quiet. And you grate it, a little pile of it right there in front of them, and then you just pick it up and drop it, and they say, you can't hear my cheese. And it melts better, it tastes better, it's better for you, it's less expensive. These graters will pay for themselves if you quit buying those bags of cheese. That's the number one story. And that's for one product. I have to tell stories because I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sitting there. I mean, I've done the same 10 recipes for the last 11 years. So as I said, I'm dropping everything. The other story that I tell is still very hard for me to get through sometimes, and it's at the end of my show when I do my recruiting part. And I explain to them that I have started this business 11 years ago in order to put away a little extra money for my kids' college. And it worked beautifully. For 7.5 years, all my paychecks were direct deposited away. And there's a copy of a few of them in the back of the show folder. And so I tell them that, you know, this worked really well to be able to put away money for my kids' college. And as a matter of fact, interestingly enough, the day my daughter was accepted to college was the exact same day that my husband was laid off after 25 years with his company. So we have the one letter dated the same day, one of them that says you're in, and the other letter that says you're out. And so the interesting thing is what started out as a way to put away a little extra money changed over the course of time. And so I always find it interesting that people talk about senior citizens being on fixed incomes. Most people you know are on fixed incomes. It's called a salary. This is the only industry where you control your paycheck. So what started out as a way to get out of the house a couple times a week and be able to put away a little extra money, for 16 months while my husband was out of work, it not only kept the kid in college, it paid the mortgage. Because in this, you control your business. You control how much money that you make. So the thing is, I'm going to pass around a drawing slip. I'm going to ask you to fill it out. And I'm going to ask you to mark on there if you'd like to know more about this. I think you can tell it's fun. I have a ball with this. It makes me laugh that they pay me to do it. But interestingly enough, there's no commitment in reading. So I'm going to give you some information to take home tonight, and I hope that it's something that if you find might fit into your life in whatever capacity that you want, you'll let me know. That's it.
Wow.
I'm Denise Mack. We were talking about the cornerstones of what you bring to every show, what you really need to have, and with the Carry Less and Sell More, it was more about bringing the products that you love. Well, the three of us kind of agreed that the deep covered baker, the new ceramic cookware, the wine bottle opener, and the scale are our favorite things to bring. But you should probably bring 4 or 5 things that you absolutely love, as well as what you need for your recipe. So again, I think somebody else said carry smart, and What was the other part?
Sell more.
Sell more, there you go, okay. The next thing we talked about was how do you talk about items that are not part of your recipe? And we talked about having the guests go around and tell what their favorite product is, tell stories about that, and when the guests find it in the catalog, you can, certainly talk more about that. And then we have our booking tip, and Gail's going to take that one.
Someone had said that, you should always know what the average is that your hostess earns for free. So I think it's a great visual to go back into your P3 and look at a few of your last few shows, make an average, get the average, and then cut out pictures for a visual. So I do show a visual of what a host received for free, what she took for free, what she took for half price, what she used her 60% off, her 60% bonus. So I'll then average out, one of them is an $800 show, she got $545 free. And then I'll also put what the consultant earned, as at a 20% commission level. Then another thing I'll do for bookings after I show, if you're wondering what you get for hosting the show, this is an example of what Cindy got for hosting her show. And then I'll say now, because I'm still looking to book December, if I was looking for January, I'd have that as well. This is the special for December. And I'll have this on a board and pass this around. When you book between the 1st and the 18th, you're going to get the free set of these wonderful dessert plates, which sold for $45. Then, as people are watching the show, what is it that you want, that you'd like to own, that you saw tonight, that you'd like to have for 60% off? When you book your show in December, you can get anything that you want for 60% off. And I still do have 2 dates available, and they're here on sticky tapes. So I'm going to pass this around. Feel free to take one, and then when you come back to see me at checkout, then we can book your show, and I'll give you your host packet.
Two shows.